Welcome back to the Sage Audio channel. Today we'll look at 5 free plugins that you need to know in 2021. We'll delve into their functionality and design, discuss how and when to use them, and then listen to examples of each on a stereo mix or instrument stem. So if you could, like, subscribe to the channel, and stick around for the full video. But first, if you're an artist, engineer, or producer, and you have a mix that you need mastered, send it to us at sageaudio.com. We'll master it for you and send you a free mastered sample of it. All you have to do is set up an account, upload the song, and we do the rest. So first up, we have the EQ Curve Analyzer by Bertum Audio. Bertum Audio has a few free plugins, but the EQ Curve Analyzer is arguably the most unique and useful of the 3. Now, unlike the other plugins on this list, the EQ Curve Analyzer doesn't affect the signal or create a particular effect, but instead measures the frequency response and phase changes caused by other plugins. To use this plugin, you'll need to use it in 2 instances, or in other words, you'll need to insert it into a signal chain twice. The first insert will be a generator. This is the default setting of the plugin, so once you've inserted it, there isn't anything that you need to change. At this point, you should notice that you have a signal at a constant negative 12 dB. This level can be altered by changing the generator output. Next, insert the plugin into your chain again after the first instance. Now this time you'll notice that there is a frequency analyzer showing a flat green line. From here on out, you can insert any plugin that you'd like between these 2 plugins. The generator will send the signal to whatever plugin you've sandwiched between the 2 inserts, and then the second instance will read and report any changes to the frequency spectrum. Additionally, if you enable the phase option, you can monitor how the phase of the signal changes. Now, keep in mind that this doesn't show how a plugin might compress a signal, or if it generates harmonics at certain levels, or when fed specific frequencies and so on, but it does let you see what equalizers are doing when they don't show you the frequency spectrum. This is particularly helpful when you're using analog emulation equalizers. Next, let's look at the BPB Saturator by Bedroom Producers blog. If you're looking for a useful saturator, one that's subtle enough to use on a mix bus or aggressive enough to introduce a unique timbre to an instrument, try the BPB Saturator. The controls are simple. On the left side of the plugin is a high-pass filter, and on the right is a low-pass filter. These filters affect the full signal, not just the saturated signal. Below these filters are your input and output. These can be helpful when you're trying to make the effect more aggressive by driving the input and reducing the output, or more subtle by reducing the input and increasing the output. Lastly, in the middle we have tube and tape saturation. These functions introduce different forms of harmonic distortion, which causes different coloration and distortion timbres. The tube is slightly more aggressive, and the tape is a bit more subtle. And of course, you can blend the 2 to your liking. Let's take a listen to it. Next up, we have Fresh Air by Slate Digital. Fresh Air is a great option if you want to create an impressive high-frequency response on either an instrument or a full mix. The plugin utilizes both equalization and subtle stereo imaging to create a highly detailed sound. The layout of the plugin is simple, with a bypass plugin on the bottom left and the output trim on the bottom right. The mid-air dial affects the high-mid frequencies, and the high-air dial affects the highest frequencies. Now, if we use the free EQ curve analyzer that we covered earlier, we can see what this looks like exactly. If we click the link button in the middle, we can have the two dials behave in the same way when affecting one. Lastly, at the top of the plugin, we have an RMS meter, which is indicated with the ball, and the signal's peak, which is indicated with the line or dash. Let's take a listen to the plugin. Next up, let's look at Filter Jam by AudioThing. Filter Jam is another unique plugin, one that isn't easily categorized. It's a multi-band resonance filter that can range in aggressiveness and be randomized with the dice icon up top. The knob on the left adjusts the center frequency of all four bands being used. Emphasis alters the amplitude of the filters, and the dial underneath alternates the order of the filters. Gain is your regular output gain, and the mix is your basic wet dry. Now, to get a better grasp of this plugin, let's again use the EQ curve analyzer. While observing the changes to the frequency response, it's easier to see how the order dial changes the effect. Furthermore, we can see that the frequency dial doesn't always affect all bands in the same manner. Now, although the best way to understand a plugin is by hearing it, seeing it visually demonstrated helps us conceptualize how it affects a signal. Let's take a listen to it. Last up, we have Compressor Expander by Hornet Plugins. If you're looking for a plugin that can affect your drums and other dynamic instruments while delivering an overcompressed and lo-fi tone, Compressor Expander is a good free plugin. Modeled off of a compander used in telephones to reduce background noise, the Compressor Expander both compresses and expands audio to either constantly return its gain to unity or expand it away from unity. The amount number is the dB range of compression or expansion. Furthermore, you can use the attack and release functions to change how quickly the compander kicks in and how long it affects the signal for. A bypass button is available, and a meter underneath the amount dial shows the amount of compression or expansion. Lastly, the plugin's output is almost always at a constant -18 dB full scale. Let's take a listen to the plugin. So these are our picks for the top 5 free plugins you need to know, but what do you think? Are you going to try any of these plugins? Let us know in the comment section below. Also, if you're an artist or an engineer, send us one of your mixes at sageaudio.com. We'll master it for you and send you a free mastered sample. All you have to do is set up an account, upload the song, and we do the rest. But thank you so much for watching. We really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and share this video with your friends. This way we know if you'd like to see more videos like this one. Also, you can subscribe to the channel. We release 3 to 4 new videos every week, and subscribing is the best way to stay up to date. There's a comment section where you can leave your thoughts on this video, or you can make a suggestion for a future video. And again, if you're an artist or an engineer and you have a mix that you need mastered, send it to us at sageaudio.com. We'll master it for you and send you a free mastered sample. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video.